Hey everyone, I'm gonna just put together a quick video here to cover some AI 101 for folks. Again, this is just information to have for us to better understand what's happening around us and be able to help support conversations with students. I'm going to go through and I'm going to attempt to define generative AI, what that is. That's generally what we talk about when we reference AI right now. Explain some key terms and recognize some of the integration that's happening in society. Let me advance the slide. So, what is generative AI? Generative AI is actually a subcategory of artificial intelligence. This image really shows kind of all the levels of artificial intelligence. And just keep in mind that there really isn't any intelligence in artificial intelligence. There's not somebody thinking behind it there, which is both great and scary. Machine learning is a term that mentions where machines can start to learn from a process. So this happens a lot in factories. There's a lot of research about machine learning that's been around for a long time, where factories have machines that do repetitive tasks, but they actually learn from the process and improve the process. Deep learning is exactly what it suggests. That's where AI is acting in more like a human brain and making decisions and connections with information and extending upon that. Generative AI is a subset of all of that, where you get AI generating new ideas and new concepts and text and image and generating those things from different patterns and that they find in the data. So let's go next slide here. So some key terms to know. An algorithm, that's the step-by-step instructions that computers use to follow and solve problems. That's the recipe that tells AI how to function. Natural language processing is another term that you might hear. This is a branch of AI that enables machines to understand and generate human language. This can power tools to analyze student writing, create educational content, things like that. Like if you tell AI to write with an informal tone, it's going to understand how to do that. Neural networks, these are models that are inspired by the human brain, and it connects those points within the system. And a hallucination you might have heard of is where AI generates really false information or fake information that's not plausible, it doesn't exist, those kinds of things. But large language models are what most of generative AI is based on right now. And I know that's a term that a lot of people have heard. And it's exactly as it sounds. It's large amounts of our language and content that AI is referencing. So what way large language models work is that AI reads massive amounts of that text, and they identify patterns in it to predict the next words based on the context. And then they generate that in a human-like language or condition, such as images or things like that. And it basically functions as a grand advanced autocomplete. And that's so that when you hear the term large language models, the AI models are based on this set of data that they have grabbed from the internet and the world. And everything is based on the language within those. So that's just a quick 101 on AI for this week's update. We're going to have some more, and everything's going to be posted on the curriculum website. Thanks.